Intention really is the compass of a scene, and activities are just the tools. So I just finished 3 clients today, 3 different client types as well. I had a trainee of what I do professionally in the morning. She's actually having her first pro client this week, so we're getting ready for that. So what we were refining today for her in preparation for the big first client was pre-scene negotiation. Pre-scene negotiation is one of my favorite topics, but also it's something I have really refined over the years. And it's something that I get a lot of clients commenting on is about my pre-scene negotiation, and not just how thorough it is, but how I ask questions that they might not have thought about how to frame that before, or not realized how actually important it is to the scene development, and especially uncovering intentions. Then I had a coaching client, which is this type of stuff related, non-kink, I'll say. Let's see how we go with that word. So my coaching things, it doesn't have to be kink related. I do kink coaching. I've done that for a while, but I also got certified in a specific somatic practice last year where basically you can work on any desire, whether it is I desire to start my own business, or I desire to experience freedom and abundance in my life. It doesn't matter what the kind of desire is. We will dig down to like the fundamental desire, but we then work on that. So then I had the coaching client mid-afternoon, and I've just had a pro D client, which is really interesting. It's someone I used to see quite regularly, like every few weeks, a couple of years ago. And then I didn't see him for a couple of years until like literally now. And he's kind of been away working and now come back and kind of starting it up again. He hadn't done any of this stuff since me. I was his last session. So it was really interesting. It was to see like that dynamic still there, but obviously we've both, me as a dom, from me as a few years ago to me as now, that's even developed and changed. So it's really interesting kind of restarting a dynamic with someone. So today's topic for vlog number 3, what I wanted to talk about was intention, because I go on and on and on about intention. I generally teach 6 different main intentions that people fall into. Now, they might fall into one, but a lot of people fall across a few of them. Intention really is the compass of a scene, and activities are just the tools. I will often say we are using somatic tools or body-based activities to achieve psychological states. And intention is so important, because you can have the same activity done with completely different intentions. Take spanking, for example. You could have someone who likes to use spanking for sensual purposes. They like the touch. They like how it feels. They like the pleasure of it. So their intention in that scenario would be pleasure. So if you think about someone who likes it for a cathartic release, using spanking to facilitate crying because maybe they're unable to otherwise. So their intention is some sort of, emotional release. You've got someone who's doing it for devotion to show their endurance, and their intention is to prove their service to you. So it's just an example of how like a one activity can be done in so many different ways, and it's shaped due to the intention. So the first one I'm going to go through is surrender. It is probably the most common intention that people come with. This one is, I want to let go. I've been in control all day. I don't want to think. I want to hand over the control to someone else. I don't want to make decisions. I just want to completely get out of my head. And by that, what they mean is they want to get out of that cortical thinking brain. Well, most people spend most of their day-to-day lives circulating in. So they want to come here and let that all go. The next intention is service. So their intention is through devotion to what tasks they can accomplish. They want to be recognized for their service. They want to be given clear tasks and acknowledged. They would really get the feeling of being needed through what they can do through their service. The next one, as I mentioned a little bit in spanking, is cathartic or emotional release. So that's when we're using the scene or the intensity a lot of the time to move emotions through us that maybe we can't access otherwise. And that can sometimes come out as crying. That can sometimes come out as grunting or making a lot of noise, or, sometimes laughter, however it wants to come out. But, that's what that intention is using it to let things move through you and release what's ever maybe stored up or pent it up. Then we have pleasure. Now, I think sometimes pleasure intention in today's society is kind of downgraded because it's like, oh, like pleasure, it's so selfish. But really, we don't take enough time to really engage our senses and to feel pleasure. And I think, when it comes to scenes, we can really use it for pleasure. It's not just about pain. And then again, some people derive pleasure from the pain. So it depends where you kind of fall on the spectrum, but just their intention is to feel for pleasure's sake. And there's nothing wrong with that intention. Another intention is connection or intimacy. These types of dynamics do bring you incredibly close to people. It is just kind of like a side effect almost from the practice. And so people do use it with that intention to feel closer to their partner or closer to another person, or to build intimacy with someone, and just to feel really known, really seen, really accepted. And it can be an extremely bonding experience. And the last one is transformation and healing. So transformation is something that a lot of my retainer subs fall into the category of, because they're generally working towards some sort of goal, whether it's to have more discipline or to be more financially fit, or whatever their goal is that they're training for, and supporting them through this dynamic to achieve that transformation that they're after. Also, healing falls into this intention, so kind of using it as medicine. Some people do find it extremely healing playing with the shadow sides of themselves, or playing with aspects maybe from their past where they were disempowered, and by kind of reenacting it, it takes that control and power back. So a lot of people do use it for that intention as well. So they're the 6 main intentions that I teach. As I said, you can fall into 1, 2, 3, whatever categories. You might shift around from day to day on depending what's happened with your day and what kind of mood you're in. So yeah, that's vlog number 3. I hope we enjoyed that. Thanks for the feedback so far on the last one. I really appreciated it, and hope everyone is having a great day. Bye.